SONE-KI-CHIDIYA. SONE-KI-CHIDIYA means the golden sparrow or the golden bird. Now, what does this idea contain? This idea is a collection of bullshit ideas. The idea basically means that India has always been a sort of a golden bird which attracts hunters, which attracts exploiters. And this SONE-KI-CHIDIYA has always been hunted down by foreign invaders and exploiters. The basic concept is that India is a place of great glory, that India was a great land of great riches where every man was very happy, every man, woman and child were happy, basically roaming around free. They were independent. If we were not a democracy, we were almost a democracy. The kings were all benevolent. The rulers were like Rama, so we had Ram Rajya, and basically there was prosperity everywhere. People rode on horses and elephants and wore silk and had gold jewelry and traded, and the kings gave justice in their courts, darbars, and basically the whole thing looked like it came straight out of Tenali Rama, the serial. So basically Hindus were the only thing that were there before the evil invaders came along. And who are the evil invaders? At first it was the Mughals, the Muslims. So the whole idea is that Muslims and Islam are foreign to our land, and every Muslim basically is painted as an invader. Nobody wants to accept that Muslims were also Hindus. That doesn't fit with the whole SONE-KI-CHIDIYA narrative. So the SONE-KI-CHIDIYA narrative is that Hindus, the original inhabitants, were looking all cute and nice, and they were like the people in Tenali Rama serial, or the people in Amar Chitra Kathas. Rishis were doing yagna, and traders were trading, fishermen were fishing, hunters were hunting, and everything was very nice. There were forests and lots of greenery, and if there was injustice, then the kings used to give justice in these courts. The darbar was the place where you could get justice. So all you have to do is go and say, Maharaj, please give me justice, and the Maharaj then proceeds to give you justice. This is the kind of India we all lived in until the invaders came along. The evil Muslims at first, who came and subjugated the Indians and robbed them of their riches and pillaged them. It is another story that the Mughals actually came and settled in India. They didn't just loot and run off to Central Asia. So people like to remember Mahmud of Ghazni and Mahmud of Ghor, and how many camel loads of gold he took from the Somnath temple, and so on and so forth. So these are the kind of narratives. And then after these guys came the British. And the British looted what remained of India's riches. So we were left in rags and tatters and poverty. Now this is the SONE-KI-CHIDIYA narrative. The idea is that we should now make progress by going back to being the India we used to be. And therefore, we should more or less expel or subjugate the invaders. This is part of that narrative. It is not spoken, it is not written anywhere, nobody wants to talk about it. But the whole narrative is that Muslims don't belong here. Christians don't belong here. Christians can be easily conflated with the British. We should basically return to looking like a Tenali Rama, TV world, the Tenali Rama universe, or the Ram Rajya universe. So what would the Ram Rajya universe look like? Well, every man, woman and child would be very educated, but they would be walking around in dhotis Men would be walking bare chested with maybe a shawl over them, and women would be wearing saris but walking bare feet. And we would be highly technologically advanced. We would have computers, of course, but they would all be in Sanskrit. Everybody would be speaking classical Sanskrit. That's the whole image.